Right, guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, normally we're talking about grappling, but obviously we're talking about this weekend's MMA, amateur MMA event. It's going to be the EMMAA, so the English Mixed Martial Arts Association. So, as I said, it's going to be this weekend, 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July. So that's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be down at the Fit Expo in Liverpool. Now, it's going to be an absolute unbelievable event. I mean, obviously, Mark Goddard and Dan Hardy already talking about this being a historic event for amateur MMA. So I believe it's going to be the first time there's going to be the Four Nations event. So obviously, it's going to be Team England, Team Ireland, Team Wales, and obviously Team Scotland heading down south to obviously take on the best amateurs from all over the Four Nations. So obviously Scotland teams, I mean, when you look at this team, it's an absolute unbelievable team with, as I said, some of the best amateur talent that we've got on offer coming out of Scotland at the moment. So anybody looking to head down, I mean, obviously tickets are available for this, so just obviously head over to the EMMAA Facebook page, so that's the English MMAA Facebook page. It'll take you through their website, so englishmmaa.org, and you'll be able to get all the details from there. But yeah, definitely head down if you can get the chance. So if you're in Liverpool, make sure you do head over for this event, because it's going to be an unbelievable event. Now, my next guest is going to be on the show that weekend. So it's going to be Anas Nfaou of Submission Factory. So Anas, again, coming out of an unbelievable gym, unbelievable talent as well. I mean, anytime I speak to Mop and Gary and so on, they're always saying, talk about Anas in very, very high regard. So we're absolutely buzzing to see him step down onto the EMMAA stage or onto the IMAF stage and obviously put on a show. So, Anas, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Thank you.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, I'd say when I saw the team coming up, because obviously they were announced it day by day, one person at a time, and the more and more you've seen the people coming up, the more excited I was getting, because as I said, I mean, you young guys are definitely some of the best amateurs in Scotland. And it's not, I mean, like years ago, I don't know if you'll remember, but years ago, like MMA fighters were good, but now the young MMA fighters are training in all sorts. They're training in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and they're mixing up with everything. So they're more all-round MMA fighter than what they were 10, 20 years ago.
I know, it's different breed right now, isn't it?
Yeah. And as well,
everything you need.
Yeah, and the people that you've got to train with as well. I mean, we talk about Submission Factory. I mean, you guys have, again, some of the top MMA fighters or grapplers within reach that you're able to go and train with as well.
Yeah, definitely. That helps a lot, especially having like lots of experience boys in our gym.
Yeah. And what about you training wise then? So every time I see pictures of obviously everybody from Submission Factory, you guys are in phenomenal shape, right? When we see you, you're always, everybody's got six packs, everybody's, do you know what I mean? But you not just looking good, but obviously you train really, really well as well.
I'm actually a strength and conditioning coach myself, so that's what I do.
Yeah.
CrossFit kind of training as well. So,
Yeah. And obviously the strength and conditioning, I mean, a lot of people are talking about this now. Whereas again, before, guys used to go into the gym just to train whatever martial art they were training, whereas now as they're mixing training up with the strength and conditioning, or you talked about CrossFit, they're out cycling, they're running, and again, they're doing all sorts to maximise the training that they're getting.
I think this really helps, especially for like grappling and MMA. It's like for less chance of you getting injured.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. It's definitely important. I mean, I'd say it's definitely important. We see the benefits that some people are having. Obviously, like Paul Craig, I know he was always just training martial arts. As soon as he added in a lot of strength and conditioning into his training, he then was starting to see the results, and not just Paul Craig, but everybody else as well. I mean, the guys at the higher level all doing strength and conditioning, Submission Factory, exactly the same. So, so it's important, and again, it's important to exercise the correct way, rather than just going in, because you know yourself, you've probably seen it. Guys just go in and just do weights, right?
Yes.
Which, don't get me wrong, is good, but then obviously for you putting together programs and stuff like that,
Right.
Yeah, and telling them, not just showing them how to do it, but telling them why they're doing it as well.
100%. Every movement I do, there is a reason behind it and why we're doing it.
Yeah. So it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I know a lot of people doing strength conditioning now, and they've seen the benefits. They have definitely seen the benefits. So, in regards to the strength and conditioning, anybody wants to hook up with you, how do they get in contact with you then?
I actually have my own gym. It's called Dedicated Conditioning. It's based in Stirling. So if you search it, just give me a shout. I'll be more than happy to help.
Definitely. So anybody looking to hook up with Anis, definitely hook up with him, man. Anis is in phenomenal shape. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I've seen anybody as in good shape as Anis. And I say we're seeing not just obviously how good in shape he is, but also obviously all the training that he's doing, and mixed martial arts, the jiu-jitsu, grappling, and so on. And that strength and conditioning definitely pays off. So, and then what about you then this weekend? So obviously the EMMAA, so the English Mixed Martial Arts Association. So how did you find out then that you were going to be part of Team Scotland, Anis?
Really, they just I asked one because one of our boys went to the World Championships.
Yeah.
And I meant to go for the trial then, but I fought the day before. So I was like in agony. I couldn't travel down for the sparring and stuff. So I missed that. So I was like, I'm not going to miss it again.
Yeah. It's a massive platform as well, certainly for amateur MMA fighters. I say it's probably one of the kind of top platforms out there that an amateur MMA fighter can step onto. I mean, we saw some guys that have come through, male and female, coming through obviously the IMAFs and so on, and going on to a massive thing. Mohamed Mokayev, one of the guys I always talk about. So so again, what's it going to be like then, stepping out onto that kind of platform and being able to showcase your skills?
That's what's about. I want to show what I got and what we got in Scotland. Especially going to have 3 fights in a weekend. Usually wait for like almost a year, so I have three fights. So you jump to a championship, you have 3 fights, and hopefully the next championship, I think, is the European, then in the world, and before you know it, you have like 20 fights.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I mean, how's it going to be then? Obviously, because as you know, I mean, you'll train for one fight every few months or whenever. How's it going to be having 3 fights in a space of 3 days?
I've been there as one of them boxing. It's like a championship. That's weigh in the same day, fight, next day come back, doing the same thing over and over. So just one day at a time.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing with obviously your conditioning and stuff like that will come in as well. Being conditioned, being able to last the 3 days, and the weigh in every day as well. So you know yourself. You're not weighing in on a Friday, and by the time Sunday comes, somebody's 4 or 5 kilos overweight. So everybody's got to weigh in every single day for the matchups.
So I've been sitting at 76 kilos. I'm fighting at 77, so I can eat whatever I want and be ready. So I don't need to cut nothing.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Last thing I need is to worry about my weight. So the less I worry about the weight, the more work I do. I can push it in the gym instead of thinking about my weight.
Yeah. Who's heading down with you? Who's going to be cornering for you?
I think it's going to be Mop. Just me and Mop heading
down. Right. Getting a good corner.
Somebody else with him.
Yeah. Mop's a good corner. Good corner, man. Really, really good corner, man. So it's definitely a great experience in your corner. And then, what about you then? So obviously future plans. So I know that obviously you got this coming up this weekend. Okay, but what would you fancy seeing yourself doing for the rest of the year? So
I want to jump in a couple grappling comps to do as well, and then take it from there.
Yeah. Are you going to do the local comps, the Scottish comps, or are you going to travel a bit further afield?
Anything. As soon as this comes, anything, I'll be grappling all over. So.
Yeah. Going about throwing up some neckties?
100%.
So obviously Mop will be showing some of these neckties, so yeah, listen, it'll be great to see you. Obviously I do the refereeing and so on at the local comps, so it'll be great to see you back out there doing some grappling comps as well. So and then final thing for you then, Anna, so obviously you've been in the game for a little bit, so anybody you want to shout out to, so the usual friends, family members, teammates, things like that.
Yeah, first thing I want to shout out to my wife. I got 3 children, man, so she like helps a lot, especially I'm always out training and doing stuff. So so shout out to Christy, my wife, and my kids, my coach, and all the guys at Submission Factory helping me out. And my tattoo artist is in Brief. Calvis, you talked to Calvis before as well, so
yeah.
As well. Let's say if anybody forgot what you use, sorry. And to my gym as well, obviously I'm always here.
Definitely. So a lot of great people. I mean, Submission Factory, I love seeing you guys. I've been up a couple of times, obviously spent a little bit of time. I'm not trained there yet, because obviously I need to come up for the Submission Sundays, so Mop's always on at me like
you done the course, but you left just before I come to you. You done the ACDC course, and you left,
so Mop's always saying to me, come up. Mop's always saying to me, look, come up to these Submission Factories, and I always want to come up, and then I look at the room and I'm like, shit, whenever he puts the pictures up, and I think to myself, oh my God, man, do you know what I mean? So, and it's a lot of killers in the room, so.
Sunday is great. Sunday, it's people from all over comes in Sunday, so there's no only our gym, so it's all over. So it's a great day to have as well. If you want to come down to Submission Factory on a Sunday, it's the best day. It's amazing, especially if you've never done grappling before and you come to that Sunday, you're like, shit, I want to do more of this. That's what I started as well. I went to that class.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I'll need to get across. I know my son's coming back from Holland this week, so obviously we're going to make a trip over, head over, get some training over on Sunday. So, but listen, Anna, absolute pleasure, buddy. Absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thanks again for obviously taking the time to speak to me this morning. So there we go, guys. We're going to have Anis and Nfaou going to be heading down to the EMMAA this weekend. So the EMMAAs. That's going to be the Fit Expo down in Liverpool, 1st, 2nd and 3rd of July. Tickets, as I said, tickets are available through the EMMAA Facebook page. And anybody that can't make the event, it is going to be live on pay-per-view, so it's going to be on live MMA. I believe it's $12.99 for the full 3 days. Yeah, so it's an absolute bargain. Anybody that knows anything about MMA pay-per-views or even jiu-jitsu pay-per-views, they'll know for 3 days is an absolute bargain, and there's going to be a lot of fights on there as well. So absolute best talent from all over the UK and Ireland are going to be on display in Liverpool this weekend. So listen, Anna, it's an absolute pleasure. I hope all goes well, buddy. I'd say definitely rooting for you. So I'll be watching, mate. So listen, enjoy yourself when you're down there, buddy, and we'll see you soon, all right?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers.